Hey everyone, Goodo here. Welcome to another Super Robot Wars DD video. So this is the much requested video about how the generic orb works. If you've been watching the Discord channel or following the Twitter news, we've got a new update which introduced a bunch of new stuff along with the 2.5 anniversary rewards. We now have generic orbs, unit passives, and although the max remodel and PvP is delayed until mid-March, early March, the generic orbs are here and they've actually made a huge difference to the units. So I'm going to go over how they work because I had some questions and people were confused about the mechanics behind them when it was first launched. But now after we have discussed it over at the Discord, I'm fairly confident in understanding and explaining how it works. So first of all, just looking at my EX runs right now, I'm at EX 15. I was struggling at 14, but after the generic orbs, I felt like I was back at A10. So the orbs make a huge difference, and that's what the focus of today's video will be. Well, first of all, generic orbs are orbs that you can equip to units, or rather pilots of units, and now everyone has a cap of 8 orbs per pilot, and you can mix and match between generic orbs and special orbs, plus the pilot orbs that you have, and I'll explain all of that in greater detail. But how to find your orbs? Well, first of all, if you've logged into the game, they've already given you some base orbs, blank orbs that you can convert. It's very similar mechanics wise to ability chips, where you can turn blank chips or SSRs into chips, where here you can turn blank orbs and pilot orbs that you have into these generic orbs. So you go to the inventory, you can see at the bottom, here are your normal orbs, and below that are the generic and special orbs, and those two are the materials that you need. So to get these orbs, you go into Orb Conversion here, and basically all the orbs that show up here, you can convert them. You can't use free orbs, and you cannot use conquest given orbs that are part of technically free as well. So you cannot do that. So basically it's the orbs that you can pull from gacha that you can convert. I've converted about 100 orbs because I actually don't use orbs on units I don't really build. So I saved up a lot and converted them. But here, if you were to convert, you would just click on the orb and click yes. So it's very similar again to ability chips. You can see, what orbs this will give. And then there are 2 types of orbs in general. One are stat orbs. So these ones, for example, this is defense up and this is attack up. So these are stat orbs where it's basically gives you a percentage of stats relevant to obviously the theme and also the orb stats. So those are called the generic stat orbs. You have attack, defense, aim, evade, and a mix of these. And then you have special orbs. So these are still generic orbs you can use across units, but it's special in the sense that they have additional effects. So far we have, this gives you defense increase percentage wise, as well as when you take damage it gives you +1 morale. So these are special because it has a special effect, along with enemy attack down, defense down, aim down, or evade down, or your Hisatsu damage up, or just damage up in general. So those are all special orbs, and you'll be able to tell when you try to upgrade them on a pilot. So how do you equip them on a pilot? So you go to your pilot build, and then you go to, let's say, Liger, and then you head on towards, now there are 2 tabs, before it was just one. You head on towards the second tab. So you have your own orbs here, right? So 1 2 3 4, these are the orbs you get from gacha, and you can now unequip them, and you can equip generic orbs, either special or stats, and upwards to a maximum of 8. And to add them, you just click this, and then you'll be able to add these orbs. So the grayed out ones are the ones you do not have, and the non-grayed out ones are the ones you have. Okay, so you click once you can unlock them, and to level them up, you basically can use the same type and the same exact orb for leveling it, or you can use the upgrade. Oh, actually, you have to unlock it first before you can upgrade. But you can these are the special upgrades. So this is attack up plus on your own turn, morale +1. So this is a special orb, so it uses a special orb mat. But this is a stat orb, so it uses a stat orb upgrade mat. So you can see here those two are different. So we want to mix and match unless you're going all in on one unit. I haven't found the best way to go about this yet, so if you want to save your resources and let people test that out, you can. But personally for me, because I had about 100 something orbs saved up, as well as I still have 5400, so that's 54 orbs of my choosing, the orb fragments. So I just went ahead and upgraded the units I use the most, essentially. But yeah, to upgrade them, it's basically like any orb. You use the 3 mats, but you can either use an orb of the same, basically the same orb, or these mats, either special or stat, based on what the orb you're trying to upgrade is. And it's going to cost 50 from level 1 to level 20 to upgrade everything. And the bonus you get stat wise, so this is kind of the orb main effect. Because it's a special orb, it gives you morale. It's only 5%. I think if it's just pure mobility up, it's 10%, or 15 it might be. I have to double check. But yeah, so this is kind of the main orb effect, but it also gives you a very solid stat. At max level 20, it's half of a normal orb. So if we look at this, if I brought this to level 20, it's 1070. Whereas if I use the generic orbs, it's going to be 500 and 435. So it's half the stat, but of course this is a lot easier to get versus some of the later orbs. So of course I guess this is a way of balancing it, which I personally like. But yeah, you can mix and match. There's attack, aim, defense, and dodge, of course, and all those special orbs. I think the safest way is if you have, for example, someone like Dido, who is going to be super meta, but he's already got 6 orbs, then you just put 1 extra orb on him, and then you wait for the next attack. For me, I was testing things out, so I opened 3 orbs and upgraded 2. So you can see here, because it's a max of 8 orbs, I cannot equip this one. However, I can unequip this one and then equip that one, but obviously this one's higher level, so I'll keep that. But yeah, the stats actually make a pretty big boost. It's more significant than ability chips. And back then when ability chips were introduced, we knew how strong it was, especially for players who needed that extra edge to go further. And as you can see, for my account, I was at X14 and I was thinking about what strategy I need to form to kind of help me through some of the later bosses. But now with the generic orb upgrade, I just cleared X14 and it was pretty much, it was as easy as A10 for me. So huge difference. I felt definitely want your main units to be boosted. I personally really enjoyed this update because, as we saw on Discord, some people posted on Twitter their favorite mechs are hitting like 6k attack, 4000 mobility, 60k attack. So it's like really good for players who have their favorite mechs, but the mech is not meta. With the generics or generic orb, they can actually make the mech meta stat wise. So very good to see. The other part, which is the passive, I'll talk about potentially in this video. It's honestly really shit right now. So I'm thinking it'll be fixed later because the animation looks like PowerPoint, Microsoft PowerPoint, so I'm not going to talk too much about that. But yeah, that's basically the quick breakdown of I guess the chips. I wonder if I can show some stats. If you head onto the Discord, you can see some stats. Essentially, my Dido jumped from, I think, 40k attack and 34k defense to 45k attack and 37k defense, or 38k defense. So it's quite a significant stat jump for sure. And yeah, it allows you to play your favorite units. So there's that. Anyhow, thanks for watching. Hopefully I have more videos, especially my JP second account is now up and running. I will upload more videos on my run to 30 days to clear 810, and I think it's definitely possible with this amazing new system.